Welcome to the City of Clawson's council meeting for Tuesday, March 7th. This meeting is called to order. We rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the invocation by Matt Anderson from Grace Apostolic Church. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you, Lord, for all your many blessings. God, we thank you for your grace and your mercies. God, we ask you, Lord, for wisdom upon our city and upon our council members today, God. We ask you, Lord, that you would lead us and guide us, God, according to your will today. I pray, Lord, for unity amongst this group of city officials today, God. We thank you for all that you're going to do and all that's in store for the city of Clawson today, God. I pray special blessings upon our officials today, God, and upon our city today. We love you, we praise you. In Jesus' name, amen.
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 Thanks,
Thank
Matt.
you. Roll call, please.
Mayor Loops,
Here.
Councilmember Harris,
Here.
Councilmember Horton,
Here.
Councilmember Olbrich,
Here.
Councilmember Woolley.
Regarding the agenda, I'm going to withdraw item 6, presentation by Real Detroit Events regarding RibFest. We started conversation with the RibFest staff months ago. In January, I asked to have this placed on the agenda. They were looking at numerous weekends for a RibFest in Clawson, but since that time, they've been approached by other cities to host a RibFest, so it doesn't look like RibFest in the city of Clawson is going to happen in 2017.
Madam Mayor, I move the consent agenda be approved as amended.
But the item 6, it follows the consent agenda. It's a line item on there, so we're going to remove that.
Okay. You need a motion to do that?
It's not necessary, but if you want to make a motion, do it.
We'll move on to the consent agenda and taking in Councilmember Horton's motion. On the consent agenda tonight, the item is approving the minutes from our last council meeting.
Madam Mayor, move the consent agenda be approved as listed.
Support.
Any comments on the minutes? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Harris,
Yes.
Councilmember Horton,
Yes.
Councilmember Olbrich,
Yes.
Councilmember Woolley,
Yes.
Mayor Loops.
Yes. The next item is a public hearing to solicit comments on the application for a DNR Recreation Passport Grant for updates to Grant Park. The grant is a maximum of $75,000. It's a 75-25 grant, which means the grant would pay 75% and the city responsible for 25%. We're looking at upgrading the tennis courts. There are now 2 tennis courts. We would build a new tennis court and looking at play structures at Grant Park. So public hearing for the grant to Grant Park is now open. And public hearing for the DNR grant is closed. The next item is looking to council for a resolution to approve the application for a DNR Recreation Passport Grant for upgrades to Grant Park.
Madam Mayor, I move the resolution to approve the Parks and Recreation Department application for a DNR Recreation Passport Grant for upgrades to Grant Park be approved, and to authorize Kathy Leanhouse, Director of Recreation and Senior Services, to sign and submit the application seeking $75,000 in grant money with a matching financial obligation of $25,000 from the City of Clawson during the 2018-2019 fiscal year.
Support.
So our Director of Parks and Rec is here Is there anything you'd like to say regarding the DNR grant? We are quite excited about the grant and the possible improvements to Grant Park.
Yeah, we will turn in the grant application April 1st, and then it's basically done on a point system. You know, it's not a guarantee that we'll get it. It always depends on how many other communities submit and what their projects are, and based on the point value. We should hear something probably midsummer if we need to do some additional things to try to get extra points. And then in the fall, usually by December, they decide what communities get the grant. So we're hopeful. It is an area that was done by a grant previously, so they look upon that favorably when you're refurbishing an area that was already done with grant money. And I think that the community over there, we've had some people talk to us about the fact that, you know, there's a lot of kids that use that area with the soccer fields and everything, and that more play structures would be welcome in that part of the park. And also, that's our main park on that side of Clawson, you know, on the east side of Rochester Road. So we would put in one new tennis court because that's all we've really been using there because of the deterioration of what we have. And we'll also mark it for pickleball, though, so that both games could be played there. So it makes it a little more versatile. So that's our hope. So we'll move forward and see what happens, but we're hopeful that we'll be able to get some monies to upgrade that area.
Thank you. Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Horton,
Yes.
Councilmember Olbrich,
Yes.
Councilmember Woolley,
Yes.
Mayor Lubes,
Yes.
Councilmember Harris.
Yes.
The next item looks at renewing the lease agreement with Motor City Food Products. The Parks and Rec Department has negotiated renewing the lease agreement with Motor City Food for use of space in the Senior Citizen Kitchen located at Hunter Community Center in the amount of $25 per hour beginning March 1st.
Madam Mayor, I move that a one-year lease with Motor City Food Products, LLC, in the amount of $25 per hour, minimum of $25 per use, begin March 1st, 2017, for the use of space in the Senior Citizen Kitchen located at Hunter Community Center be approved.
Support.
Any questions? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Olbrich,
Yes.
Councilmember Woolley,
Yes.
Mayor Lubes,
Yes.
Councilmember Harris,
Yes.
Councilmember Horton.
Yes.
The next item supports Oakland County in Severe Weather Awareness Week, declaring April 16th through the 22nd as Severe Weather Awareness Week.
Madam Mayor, I move the week of April 16th through April 22nd, 2017 be declared Severe Weather Awareness Week in the city of Clawson.
Support.
So it actually comes at a great time with support of Oakland County. One of Council's goals throughout the years has been to start a CERT program, CERT, which is a Certified Emergency Response Team composed of volunteers. And we have a city intern this year who is also certified in that area, and now working with Troy to see how we can promote a program with Troy and Clawson to begin the CERT program. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Woolley,
Yes.
Mayor Lubes,
Yes.
Councilmember Harris,
Yes.
Councilmember Horton,
Yes.
Councilmember Olbrich.
Yes.
The next item looks at the list of bills to be paid in the next 2 weeks.
Madam Mayor, I move that we pay the bills.
Support.
Any questions on the bills? Roll call, please.
Mayor Lubes,
Yes.
Councilmember Harris,
Yes.
Councilmember Horton,
Yes.
Councilmember Olbrich,
Yes.
Councilmember Woolley.
Yes.
City Attorney's report.
Right, you have before you two ordinances, the one, 2-2, I handed out tonight the addition of subparagraph D to that, which clarifies the exemption of the DDA, but I think the paragraphs A, B, and C complement the intention and desire of the council as previously expressed. So if you're satisfied with it, then you can take action to put it on a first reading at the next meeting. And that'll be the same with the second one. I'll go into that later.
I have the first proposed ordinance, mayor appointments. I don't have the appointments to boards and commissions ordinance. Is there
Well,
another paper?
That was,
no, that's the amendment,
it was
the second
in the
ordinance.
I didn't see it.
packet. It's in Granicus.
Okay. I'll look back.
I do have a question, Mr. Kingsep, if I could.
The first ordinance,
Oh, thank you.
I'm not sure which one.
2-2.
Yes. On point B, we use the language of each person. So prior to appointment, resume or background information of each person considered for appointment. I wonder if we could use the language for each nominee.
If you'd like, that's the essence of the group. That's fine. You can make that addition tonight.
Person considered seems broader than the nominee.
It's, if that's what you want.
Each person considered.
In the second ordinance, it lists under Chapter 74, the cable television
Right.
and internet services. We no longer have that board.
Then if you don't, then that should be repealed.
It's still part of our ordinances.
Anything else?
No. I mean, if you're satisfied, you can pass both ordinances for, even the one is amended, and we'll delete the cable board. And I'll put that under the rescinded ordinances that are going to come up with the repealed ones. But then you can put it on for first reading at your next meeting. Now, I want to try to develop some structure with you to see if this is okay. As you know, there was a committee, and we went over the old ordinances. We've come back with, I think, 5 or 6 that are totally going to be repealed. There are maybe 3 or 4 that are going to be amended with different text. And then there's approximately 10 that are new ordinances. I think it would be a little heavy to bring that all at once. So I was thinking, because the prosecutors are going to be at your next meeting as well, and you're going to have these 2 ordinances on the agenda. So I was thinking of also doing at that meeting the simple ordinances to repeal the other sections that are offenses no longer used, and to also have the second ordinance amending those that remain but are restated differently. And we'll do the mammoth one in April sometime, if that meets with your pleasure.
Are there any of those ordinances that the prosecutors needs us to do sooner than
The
later?
prosecutors will, when they're here, they will talk to you about primarily the stalking and menacing. And they'll talk about the others that they recommended as well, which are the 10 or 12.
I concur.
I get a unanimous sense of commitment.
I just want to make sure that we
So,
are
as
timely
they say in
so
the
that
movies, it shall be done.
that the prosecutors aren't waiting on us to do any ordinances for them to be able to move forward with any of their
No,
business.
they're doing very well.
Excellent.
They're doing very well. All right, then I'll make those changes.
Thank you. City managers report.
A couple items. I did want to confirm Councilmember Albrecht's question on the bills from the last council meeting. It was correct. It was the debt payments for the George Kuhn bonds, the large amount. I did go back and print the detail disbursement report because it was missing. I think there was a day, it was off by a day, so there were quite a few checks written the day after. So that's been amended and it was corrected and put into the minutes that way. So I just wanted to mention that that was done. I did want to let everyone know as well, the department head budget meetings between them and I will start next week. I've been working almost exclusively on the 5-year budget when I haven't been in meetings. And that should be available to council prior to when we do department head budgets with council in April. So you should have a copy of that to review before those meetings happen. So I received the training in BSNA, and it is a very good product, and I think it's something we can use going forward. Continue using a 5-year rolling budget each year. Do like we always have, adopt the following year, but then adopt as a forecast the 5-year budget. So I think it gives us a better picture of the next 5 years. No crystal ball, but I will tell you I am disappointed that, again, due to the Headley rollback and Proposal A, we're going to have very little increase in property tax revenue, much like this year, because the rollback is going to be significant. And the rate of inflation was 0.9%, and that's about what we're going to see in property tax increase. So although home values are going up, and it's great for individuals selling their homes here, it's also great for people who live here and stay here because they're getting that nice break in the taxable value. So tax amounts won't go up very much, but that kind of hurts us from a budgeting standpoint. It gives us very little additional revenue. The good news is we are getting 100% replacement revenue for our lost personal property tax from the state, so they did keep that promise. So we are getting from the use tax fund, basically, replacement of our personal property tax revenue. But early budget numbers are tight again, but I don't know that we expected anything differently. I was kind of hoping that our rollback wouldn't be significant and we would see about a 1 or 2% increase in property tax revenues, but that's not going to happen. So,
Has there been any additional conversation on the COPS grant? That's
yeah. Yes, Christina, I don't know if she spoke with the chief yesterday. She was here. She'll be here again tomorrow. She's usually here on Mondays and Wednesdays. She was going to sit down with him and move forward with the application to submit. He doesn't feel very confident that we're going to be eligible, but it doesn't hurt to submit it and see what happens. And then I think they may have talked also, if they connected yesterday, about the CERT program as well. So she did get certified and has been in contact with Troy, and I do think that will be a great addition to Clawson. It was just difficult to get individuals here to run it, but I think at this point she just needs someone in the police department to kind of head it up, and the chief was going to put the word out and hopefully get a nominee. Maybe if he doesn't get a nominee, he'll nominate someone. So,
what also could be, if we're collaborating with Troy, it could be somebody from the Troy Police Department, and there's great interest from the Troy Police Department for that.
I think here, centrally located, the chief and I did talk briefly about it. It would be great if we could get someone, one of the Clawson officers, to head up kind of the Clawson group. But if we don't, we could utilize Troy resources. So I think we do still have some residents that would be interested in the program. It's just getting the person to continue the ongoing training. And what we hear is the main thing about the CERT program to make it successful is keeping them active. So hopefully that will come to fruition. That's all I have.
Thank you. Any other business? New business? We had another successful Jimmy Marvin fundraiser last Saturday, so I want to thank everyone who attended. It's the 14th year of the fundraiser, and the money provides for renewable scholarships for our high school kids. And besides Jimmy, when he was alive, being such a enthusiastic person who loved life, he continues to be in people's hearts with the renewable scholarships, because that's unlike any other scholarship in Clawson. Other upcoming events in Classen are Optimist Club is hosting a euchre tournament this Friday, March 10th at Shields Restaurant on 15 Mile. The ticket price is $25 a person, and this money goes to support the activities of our Optimist kids. So we have about 200 Optimist kids in the grade schools, middle school, and high school, and they do many volunteer activities. The Optimist motto is bringing out the best in kids. So the adult Optimists raise the money for our youth Optimists to do more activities for the community. Coming in the next week, March 15th at 8 a.m. here at City Hall is the State of the City, State of the Schools, State of the Chamber, and Volunteer Awards ceremony. So everyone is invited. There is a fee for breakfast. If you're not able to attend the breakfast part, come after breakfast and hear the speeches. In January, we hosted a Classen community networking resource with the outcome to build a resource guide in Classen, which is ready to go to print. The nonprofit groups in Classen met together and shared what each group does. Our hope is that, again, we can collaborate with each other. We don't want to reinvent the wheel, but we'll have more of an awareness of what each group is planning in order to plan events on our calendar and the specialties that each group provides. Knowing that in order to continue the friendships and the resources, we're offering a free bowling night on Monday, March 27th, 6:30 to 8:30 at Bowl One Lanes. It's another opportunity for our nonprofit groups to network in our community and recognize our groups. This is a free event, although you do reserve. Reservation forms are here at City Hall, or call City Hall to gather a team, or come individually to enjoy a thank you of free bowling. Our Parks and Rec is again offering our Tables of Treasure sale. It's actually the Classen Senior Center. April 1st on Saturday from 9 to 2 at Hunter Community Center. It's free admission with a bake sale, so you never know what you're going to find there. And our police department is now taking reservations for their 8th annual Bowl-a-thon scholarship. This also raises money for scholarships. And again, it's at Bowl One Lanes, April 15th. It's $25 at the door, or $20 if you pre-register. A brief mention of other events in April. Our Easter egg hunt is April 8th at 10 a.m. at Classen City Park. Sponsored by Youth Assistance and Classen Parks. And I will tell you, the hunt starts at 10 a.m. and it's over by 10:02. So don't be late. We have our DIA Inside Out program coming to Classen with installation April 12th. The art reproductions will be at various city buildings and businesses for 3 months, with a bicycle tour on April 23rd and more information following. Anything else? We are moving on to public discussion. So the floor is open to public discussion, and we welcome you. All right, the floor is closed for public discussion. Our next meeting is March 21st. Mayor Pro Tem Aris will be here to man the meeting. I'm going to be at the Michigan Municipal League Convention. I need a motion for adjournment.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Support.
Roll call.
Councilmember Harris,
Yes.
Councilmember Horton,
Yes.
Councilmember Albrecht,
Yes.
Councilmember Woolley,
Yes.
and Mayor Lukes.
Yes. Thank you, everybody.